Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today it's going to be a rather short video. I'm going to be going over the future of the Rust Belt. I'm going to, highlight the specific states that I do plan to talk about, but I'm going to be going over the future of the Rust Belt. It's not going to be the whole map, obviously, so there's not as much to talk about, but it will be the states of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania. Those, I believe, 7 states. If my math is correct, I hope it's correct. Yeah, it's 7 states. I'll be talking about less so Indiana, but I do consider it part of the Rust Belt, so I'm going to go over it a little bit. But the future of the Rust Belt, and I think it's an important thing to talk about because it's going to shift. And I'm going to be doing a video that's going to be going over the future of the Sun Belt, which is another thing that's going to be shifting. So I do think that these things are important to talk about, even though it's going to be a more short video. So this is going to be what the Rust Belt will be looking like by the year 2030. By the 2030 midterm elections, what will the Rust Belt be looking like? We're going to be looking at this Rust Belt shift. So the first states that I want to talk about are the lower Rust Belt states, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio. The first one, safe Republican. We will include Indiana as a safe Republican state. It really already is one, but I wanted to talk about it because Barack Obama did win this state back in 2008 by over 1.1%. So it has had a significant shift. I consider it really the first shift in the Rust Belt, even though McCain really wasn't the best candidate, but Trump had really, I don't know the best word for it, but it had a major impact on the Illinois shift and on Iowa and Ohio and frankly the whole Rust Belt and helped consolidate Indiana as a Republican state. It will be safe. And this is just, it didn't even have a history of it before, but Obama did it there. Romney kind of wanted a little bit more because, McCain was just a really bad candidate for the Republicans. But yeah, Indiana will be a safe Republican state going into 2030. And then I'm going to be going over the other ones. So Iowa and Ohio will all be Republican safe states going forward. Chuck Grassley, very popular senator from Iowa, wins by 20 plus points. Even Trump in general elections in 2016 won Iowa by over 9 points. 2020 beat Joe Biden in Iowa. Joe Biden, who was supposed to be more of the moderate wing of the party, by over 8 points in Iowa, and won Ohio by similar margins. Those states will all be safe going ahead, and that is because some African Americans have left the state. As you can see, Ohio lost an electoral vote, but that really is just because of the shift among the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party, I mean, frankly, this is, I think, just looking in through the lens of, in my mind, the most unbiased lens you can look. I think that the Republican Party has kind of become that party of the working class. Were the Democrats were the party of the working class really up until, midway through, probably the whole length of Barack Obama's term. And then really when Trump came in there and signed the USMCA and got the U.S. out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a lot of the farmers, a lot of the industrial workers kind of shifted and supported him in the way that he handled that. And there has been a drastic shift among the working class in the party. Democrats more party of the poor. The party of the rich, at the moment, it does look like it's Republicans have been labeled as the party of the rich. But at the moment, when you look at it, the Democrats are looking more towards the party of kind of the upper class at the moment, which isn't the best look. Nobody really, especially with the class divisions that always exist in society, nobody really wants to look like the party of the rich. But at the moment, I would say the Democrats have that. And it doesn't really help them in the industrial areas like the Rust Belt. Anyway, I'm talking too much, I guess. Going into some of these other states, the only likely Republican state I see being is Wisconsin. That state has continued to shift Republican. If Trump runs in 2024, say that happens, say DeSantis runs in 2028, that will really begin to cause that shift to exponentially increase. And by the time there's a 2030 candidate, or even DeSantis in 2028, it could be going Republican by 4 to 5 points, which is upper lean to likely state by 2030. It could be in the likely category. Lean Republican state, lean Republicans will be Minnesota and Pennsylvania. By 2030, those states will be in the lean Republican category as that shift continues. Michigan, Obama won that by I'm pretty sure he won that by well over 8, 9 points back in 2012. Trump won it by 0.3% against Clinton in 2016, and people were going to say, okay, Clinton was a fluke. It's going to shift back. Well, Biden, it shifted back, but it didn't shift back in the margins that people were expecting. Biden only won Michigan by, 2.5%. So it did shift back, but nowhere near the margins Obama won that. And there's really not a good candidate like Obama that could win that back. Similar to Pennsylvania, even though Pennsylvania is even shifting more and more to the right with that consolidation of the parties, and Republicans looking more like the party of the middle class. And with the state of Minnesota, I actually still see it being tilting to the Democrats come 2030. It's taken longer to shift out of all the Rust Belt states, particularly because there was less immigration out of those states or migration out of those states as there were in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and even Wisconsin, as you saw out of those, dropping of electoral votes. Minnesota still will be tilt Democrat, however, drastic shifts come 2030. Anyway, let me know what you think of this. I'll, characterize them all, even though it doesn't really matter. What you think of this, and where do you think the Republican Party is headed in the Rust Belt, and how, do you think that will help them? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more videos. Like the video, and comment below your thoughts on this shift. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.